Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Sorry it's been a while. First of all, welcome for clicking on the video. I appreciate it. Appreciate all the comments, all the subscribers. The subscriber count has grown a little bit, even though I haven't been putting much content on, so thank you for that. Obviously with the current situation, nobody's getting out on motorbikes. There's not been a lot of videos to do. So I've been trying to do a camping video, but the weather's been atrocious. I was going to camp in the back garden last weekend in the freezing cold to test all my winter gear, but I couldn't even get the tent pegs in. Got artificial grass and it was all like compact underneath. It's solid ground anyway underneath it, so trying to whack in tent pegs in the freezing cold, believe me, it wasn't happening. So anyway, let's get on with the video today. I bought myself a new DJI Mini 2 and sold the Spark. Couple of reasons for that. The main one being licensing law changes here in the UK for 2021. Another reason is obviously better camera, 4K, better quality drone. There is a main feature missing on this drone, which the Spark had, which was sort of conflicting me, not wanting to change it, because the videos I've done in the past for the channel where I've had the drone following me, this drone hasn't got active track. Now the Mini 1, you can use an app. I think the app's called Leechy. I'll put a link down below to the app anyway. And that allows you to use active track on the Mini 1, the original Mini. They've not developed it yet because for this one, because DJI need to release the software update, or the software anyway, so Leechy can develop the app and put an update in so it allows it to use it on the DJI Mini 2, which is due sometime this year. So that really convinced me then to get the Mini 2. Got some stickers there, some operator ID, which we're going to go through as to why we need that. And I've also got from Buzzing Drones off eBay a nice sticker kit, because the drone only comes in one colour, which is grey, which is like the colour of the British sky most of the time. So I thought I'd put this on. Not really going to help me see it any better, to be honest with you. If you want to see, this does have a strobe light on it. But if you want to see your drone at distance, you're better off getting another drone, getting another strobe light on it, because once it's so far out, it's just a dot in the sky anyway, no matter what colour it is. But obviously close to you, this will help you see it, and maybe stop the birds being interested in it, because I've had a few near misses, even with the Spark being red, to be honest with you, where birds get close to it. So anyway, we'll move on now. We'll talk a bit about the reason why I changed, and the main reason for changing drones was the new CAA rules that have come into force in the 31st December 2020. So now we're into 2021. There's new drones and new categories. There's A1, A2, A3. A1 category being like where you're allowed, well with my drone anyway, with this drone, where I would be allowed to fly close to people and over people. My drone, the Spark, would have fell into category A2, where you can fly near and close to people. You have to be 30 metres away from people, which I suppose where I'm flying it, where I usually fly it, that would have been fine, flying 30 metres away from people. Couldn't fly it directly over crowds, which would mean a crowd of, say, like, I don't know, if there was 20 people in a back garden or something, I couldn't fly over the top of it. You know, if there was a few people having a picnic on a residential area, not a residential area, sorry, a recreational area. You know, if there was crowds of people having a picnic, playing a game of football, whatever, I couldn't directly fly over the top of them with that drone. It's only drones that are in the A1 category where you could do that. But then in 2022, or December really, 21, the rules are going to change again. All drones at the moment that are on the market are unclassified. They're called legacy drones. So they all just fall into the subcategories that they're in now. Next year, starting obviously the end of this year in December, my Spark would have then dropped into category 3. The category 3 being flying far from people, where you've got to be 150 metres from residential, commercial and recreational areas. So going out early in the morning and doing a video like this one that I'm going to put up here, where I'm out on my motorbike and the drone's following me, I wouldn't have been able to do, because it's basically a recreational area. And sneaking out in the morning when nobody's about, it's, you know, you're keeping it that distance away from people, but it's a recreational area. And flying in commercial, like flying round an industrial estate, flying round, taking off from your back garden, wouldn't have been allowed. Flying round, you know, just like monuments and stuff like that, having a look at them, flying around old, you know, old bridges, anything you wanted to look at, wouldn't have been allowed, even with the Spark. I would have had to have then taken a licence, separate from the operator's licence and flyer's licence that I've already got, which is a full day course, costs around about £200 in the UK, and then would have lasted 5 years, but then would have put my drone back only into category 2, where then I've got to still stay 30 metres away from people and can't fly over people. The beauty of the Mini, and it's all about this here, the weight being sub 250 grams, it will remain in A1, even with the rule change at the end of this year. It will still remain in category A1, where I can fly it up to people, I can fly it over people, I can fly it in recreational, I can fly it commercial areas and obviously residential areas. So I could take off from my back garden, get up in there and fly about. I could be doing one of my videos out, you know, far from anybody in a recreational area, or just, you know, just open moorland somewhere. And if there was people there, if there was people walking past, I'd be legally doing it. I wouldn't be breaking any rules or any laws. So that's the main reason why. Like things that have changed this year, obviously with the new CAA rules. Some things have always been the same, like the altitude limit in the UK is 400 feet or 120 metres. That's even if you're on top of a building that's maybe 300 feet up in the air, you could only then go 100 metres up in the air from that point. Line of sight being, you know, the drone has to be not just in line of sight in the general area, you have to actually see the drone. So the other thing about this, even though it says 249 grams, it actually weighs 242. So I can get quite a large, bright strobe light on the drone, which then I could see in the distance, keeping it in the line of sight. So that's another good thing. This drone needs to have an operator's license, but I don't need a flying ID for it. But I do need an operator's license. That's where these little stickers come in, with my operator's ID on it, which I'll be sticking to the drone. So all drones have to have this, and all drones now have to be registered. When it was under 249 grams in the last year, it didn't need to be registered, but now it does. So all drones need, and if it's not classed as a toy, which obviously this isn't with a camera on it, have to have an operator's ID. Now I don't need a flying ID for this. So an operator's ID lasts a year, and it costs £9 a year to renew, and you have to be over 18. So anyone younger than 18 would have to have somebody else would have to be flying on somebody else's operator's license, like the parents or something like that. So if somebody like, well, Lucas, my son couldn't fly it, because that's when the next thing comes in, where the flying ID, you know, for this you don't need a flying ID, so he can fly it. But the Spark, he would have had to have a flying ID, and you have to be over 12 to have a flying ID. And that's an online course. It's 40 questions, multiple choice, and you have to get a pass rate of 30 questions. And that has to be redone every 3 years, I think, if I'm right. But the operator's license, you have to go on and re-register your drone every year, and every drone you have and own has to have an operator's ID. Your flying ID, just keep in your pocket. That's yours personally. Operator's ID is yours as well, but somebody else could be flying your drone where they need their own flying ID, apart from with the Mini, Mini 2 and other drones that are sub that 250 gram limit. So that's basically it. That's basically the reason, is because I wasn't paying £200 and doing a course when I could sell the drone, put the £200 to what I made off the Spark, and it almost paid for this Mini, and this is a better drone. So that's the reason why I decided just to go with the Mini 2 over the Spark, even though I have lost that function for now, which enables the drone to follow me. Hopefully the Leechy app will be available soon, and this then will be able to follow me like the other drone did. So I think that's it basically. I think I've covered the reason why. What I'm going to do is put the proper link to all the rules. Don't listen to what I've said. This is not a guide to you flying your drone. This is just bits that I've read and what I've learnt about it. So if you want to look at the rules properly and assess what drone you have, whether it's time to change your drone or whether you're going to do the CIA test, I'll put a link in the description below which will show all the categories and show what you need for your drone. So anyway, I'm going to get this unpacked, show you what's in here, and get this stickers on, and then show you what it's like with all the stickers on. Yeah, so in the box is the bag, which is like the carry case and the protective case for the DJI Mini. This is the Fly More combo, so you get extra batteries and a charger and a controller. Well, there's the controller. A lot different from so open it up. It's a lot bigger controller and uses a different type of signal. The original one used like a boosted sort of Wi-Fi with the Spark, and the amount of interruption you get once you get so far out, you start to lose signal to your phone, and then obviously the drone would start to return on. With this, it uses ocular sync, which means I can fly this up to about 3 miles away. Bearing in mind you've got to keep that in the line of sight, but it's a lot better. It comes with these controllers that just screw into the top there for your thumb controllers, so you can control it. And it comes with spare ones of these, I believe, somewhere. This is the first time I've opened the box and had a quick look. This is the first time. So that's the new controller. Here's the new drone. Oh, Bob's coming to say hello. There's the new drone. You can see it's still got all the stickers on it and not been used yet. And it also comes with the charger in there in different leads, and the battery charger. Battery charger box with 2 batteries in there, and there's a battery in the drone, so it comes with 3 batteries. And that's just the instructions and spare blades and the spare sticks. So anyway, I'm going to get all this undone. I'm going to get my stickers on, and I'll show you what it's like when it's all stickered up. So this is the Buzzin drones. Got this off eBay, very good. That's to sticker up all the drone. You also get, give you a quick look at this. Also get instructions on where everything goes. And it's full comprehensive. You get even that to cover your remote, this to cover your battery box, and then obviously all this covers the entire drone. And you get labels to label up your batteries 1, 2 and 3, and you can label up that as well, 1, 2 and 3, so without pulling out the battery you know which one's which. And then we'll stick the operator ID on it, and then I'll turn it on for the first time, do all the uploads and get ready to fly it. I won't be flying today because the weather's terrible, so I'll get back to you once I've stickered it all up. Hey YouTube, you join me again now. I've just got the last piece to fit on and everything's done. It's been a pleasure really fitting this. Buzzin drones wrap. It's the first time I've ever really fitted a wrap, and it's been very easy to fit. Very good material, quite manipulating. You've got to just like sort of play with the positioning a bit, but once you sort of get it more or less like that, then you know you can start to manipulate where you want it to go. Oh, that looks perfect. There we go. And the little applicator it comes with, just to push it all down into position. It's only cardboard, so I have been using this as well, just my credit card, just for the final. But don't rub too hard with this because you could damage the skin. But that is how easy most of the bits have gone on to the drone. And obviously there has been some bits where it's going round, you know, like these bits here, sorry, where it's coming. I'll tell you what, let me fold this leg back. These bits here where it's an entire piece and then it comes all the way around here. But it's really has been a pleasure to fit. It's really good material, it's sticky, so even if you put it on a few times, and I've had no problems with it. Any little creases you get in it, let's say you just iron them out with a card. It's been really easy to just push them little creases out. So I highly recommend, they're not stuck, get that done. I highly recommend wraps from Buzzin Drones off eBay. Not sure if you can see that properly, but they've got eBay, Facebook, Twitter, Buzzin Drones. So we've got a QR code on the back. But yeah, I got this, I think it was $14.95. And like I say, it's come complete with all the wraps for the controller, the charger and the drone. I think that's fantastic. First time I've ever fitted a wrap, and I think it's pretty good. Yeah, the instructions, very easy to follow. Shows you on the back where all the stickers go on the back of the drone for the remote and the battery kit, battery charger, and then on the front of the drone. But yeah, really pleased with it. Got me, I'll cover it up, but there's my operator ID sticker. Sort of does ruin the wrap a little bit, but you can't get away from that. That's the law. There we go. There we have it. All wrapped. See, all covered on the bottom. Remote all wrapped. Doesn't wrap the back, but don't need it wrapped at the back. Front and back. It leaves all the buttons free at the side. We'll pull out of battery, and the batteries are labelled up 1, 2 and 3. So like I say, the wrap has been brilliant to fit. Really easy to fit, but I would give yourself plenty of light and about 2 hours, at least 2 hours to fit it, so you're not rushing. I think it looks a lot better. Like I say, I don't think it won't improve visibility at long distance, but even with the wrap on, the wrap weighs nothing. Still put it on, still weigh it on the scales at 242.6 I think it weighs, so it's still extremely light. Could put a strobe light on it and it would still keep me below well, the sub 250 gram category. So thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this little vlog, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.